Live from the Export Beer Garden studio and brought to you as always by Export Ultra, the beer for here. This is the Agenda podcast for Monday, the 7th of October.
The Agenda podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Good morning, G Lane. Although this is not the start of your morning, you were up bright and early filling in for Matt Heath on the breakfast. Well, not filling in, he's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gone, Burger. No, just stepping in for on the Jeremy Wells breakfast show. Jeremy and friends.
Single and ready to mingle?
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, it was good. It was good fun. Yeah, we gave a guide on how to derail Matt Heath's first day on ZB.
Yes.
On different techniques on how to get on air.
What's the strategy?
As a caller. Well, they take calls in the last 20 minutes of the hour. So from like the 40, they topic interviews, and then at 40 past, they take callers for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And often it's very hard to get callers because if the topic's a bit dry, no one's going to call. So you've got to be willing to engage in a really dry topic and be passionate about it. And we called it the burley technique, where you drop the burley and you're shaking the burley and you're letting the fish come.
Well, this is what Matt's doing.
That's what you do as a caller.
Oh, right.
You've got to shake the burley, and then the hosts go, oh, yeah, this guy's into talking about this. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you hit him with the spear gun. And the example we gave them was the Murray Deaker, the famous Murray Deaker one, where a caller was talking about the test match with the All Blacks Australia and talking about the first half and the bench and the weakness of the bench and everything.
Yeah.
And he goes, you're exactly right, Kevin. The All Black, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes, just one more thing, Murray, you're a ball cunt. And just dropped that one in there. So there's different techniques. And then we went through the Tēnā Koutou challenge, with just repetition, just to derail it slightly. But we wish him all the best. But I mean, he's got thousands of fans on the Hauraki that will be tuning in.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's going to be some temptation there.
Yeah.
Because the relationship always between the Hauraki audience and the host has always been kind of treat them mean, keep them keen. You know, there's a lot of abuse goes on. Cyberbullying Mondays, for example, where you abuse each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can get construed as people being serious. So I'm not sure how it's going to translate across to ZB.
Well, I hope that they do think that they're taking it seriously. It'll be great fodder for the other shows if we do. If people get in there and grenade it. Then Hosking will be like, Jesus, listen to what's going on in the afternoon show. Have you heard what's going on in there?
You Muppet. There's going to be so many you Muppets coming through.
There's going to be a lot. He may not even need to chum the waters because I have been a producer for a talkback radio show. And the callers that you get through, you just get some of the absolute nutters. There are people who call through every single day and you're their only lifeline. Yeah, right. And you're the only person that they talk to during that day. We had one guy, God bless him, and I felt bad for him the first time he called through. But he said his wife had just passed away, older gentleman. And he called in the next day and got on air and immediately said, yeah, my wife's passed away. Then he started lying so he would call in and I'd be like, oh, g'day, mate, how you getting on today? Yeah, good, blah, blah, blah. Hey, look, we're talking about the All Blacks at the moment, so if you could just keep it on topic with the All Blacks. Yeah, sweet, I'll just talk about the All Blacks. Gets on. Yeah, my wife died last week. Hey, man. What is this at this point? Is this some sort of like perversion that you just love telling people the grimmest shit that you could think of? And the other one is, particularly on sports talkback, if you let a caller get to their second point, it is racist. Every single 100% of the time, the second point of a sports talkback caller is racist. It'll be like, look, the Warriors, the fitness isn't there this season, and I think that's why we're not doing too well. And then the host will be like, yeah, great, that's a good point. Anything else in your mind? He goes, he'll always inevitably go, too many Tongans, and they're always, they've always had a problem with that. You're like, come on, man, just can't one of us not be racist for the second point?
I did suggest actually to Matt, I sent him a text, and I said, look, this will make your first show fly today. Talk topic. Would a man have crashed that ship? 0800 80 1080. 0800 80 1080.
Yeah. The HMNZS Manuanui. This is one of the most embarrassing stories I think that we've had as a country for quite some time. So we have nominally a Navy. It's parked over in Devonport, which is, a pretty swanky suburb in Auckland. And I couldn't really tell you what it does. Does it ping people for undersized kinner?
It's more there to patrol our exclusive economic zone. So it's basically to scare away mainly Korean and Chinese fishing boats from coming and pillaging our resources. That's mainly what it's for. It's not for any defence Anything else. There's no guns on it. It's basically just a patrolling unit.
No, and every now and then it goes over to conduct a reef survey.
They found the reef.
Is that the survey method? They're just like, we have this massive boat. It's way deeper than any of the boats you've got. We'll just swim it around your harbour until we crash into the fucking thing. It's the most humiliating thing. It just crashed straight in. I don't know. They haven't really said what it's crashed into. I suspect we're going to find out it's like the biggest reef in Samoa, that it's just completely destroyed. It burst into flames before sinking.
Yeah, well, that's probably a good thing, actually, because you need to get rid of some of the diesel that's going to be on there. Because there's going to be
Burn it off.
It's going to be... it's not good for Samoa.
Oh, my God. It's horrific. Can you imagine how fucked off they'd be?
Oh.
But you've come over here and then you've just sunk a $100 million boat.
You can imagine remember how angry we were at the boat that ran into the Rena that ran into the Astrolabe Reef, the Rena. We were livid.
Yeah, Lee Hart's still talking about it. He's still selling off stuff that he found from the Rena disaster. I know, and then we've just gone over and done that. It's one of the most embarrassing stories. I think as a nation we should be ashamed.
And look, we can never own it because no one died. Everyone survived, which was thankfully no one perished.
No, and I saw in one of the stories this morning it was saying, it was a controversial decision to evacuate the ship pretty early, but then within an hour the whole thing was sunk. So it's not controversial.
It's a pretty good decision.
You crashed into the reef. What are you going to do?
No, you can't reverse off it.
Nah, and also only one of you could anyway. The rest of you might as well jump off. It's only the driver who needs to still be on there. But that is a great idea. Call into, what is it, 80 10 80, 0800 80 10 80. It's like, well, what do you reckon? You should just call in. But look, if Ajaz Patel was white, he'd have 100 test caps.
80 10 80.
80 10 80. Let us know your thoughts. Grand final was on last night, the granny.
Disappointed with the granny. I was hoping, and I know you already said on the Matt and Jerry show this morning, it was always going to be a torrid affair.
Yeah.
Something you probably could have shared with me last week.
You didn't ask.
When I was, I know, but it's just, I had so many multis on that game in terms of anytime try scorers, points differential.
Yeah.
That I thought surely one of them's going to hit. I think I had 7 different multis running. And stupidly, I had at least most of them 2 try scorers from each team. And I thought it was going to be like last year's final. Remember last year's final, Brisbane, Perenara? That was a real ding-dong. High scoring. I was like, fuck yeah. Little did I know that it's going to be a torrid affair.
Yeah. I knew it was going to be a turgid torrid affair. I had a couple on the go as well. And they were both hinged on under 40.5 points, which it was. Yeah. In the end, was it 16-8? 16-6? Yeah. It was. It was tense, turgid. There was a lot of different storylines going on throughout that one. Of course, there was the try, no try, which I've seen various different angles of on social media this morning. None of them are conclusive. I do think it was a try. I saw it hit the turf.
Yeah. So did the bunker.
So did the bunker.
And then they said, we're sticking with the on-field decision,
That's
no
right.
try.
Yeah. And then this morning there's another angle that's doing the rounds on social media. But what's misleading about that is, so he grounded it initially, then he was held up. And the one that's circulating social media this morning is when he was held up.
Right.
It's like, yes, there is an arm under the ball in that shot, but he scored it before that. And that's the misleading thing. There was also the bite.
Oh, bitey.
Cam Muncher, did he bite? Did he not bite? This one's always a squirrely one again because, was he forcing his arm into the guy's mouth? Did Cam Munster actually bite him?
I'm with, if it did happen to Cam Munster, I'm with Cam Munster. If someone puts something in your mouth, you are within your rights to bite down.
Yeah.
I think that because if someone sticks your finger or elbow or something in your mouth.
What if someone puts their face in front of your fist? Are you allowed to punch them?
Yeah.
If they put their nuts in front of your foot, can you kick them?
If you're throwing air punches and someone walks in to your punch, then they deserve it. I'm not...
Oh, yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, so you're just saying, look, he has a mouth. What's he supposed to do?
Exactly. It's designed to bite down. What, he's supposed to just take it? Maybe a gag reflex kicked in when that arm went in and bit down.
Well, maybe. You could definitely tell when he pulled his arm away, there was resistance to him pulling his arm away. But yeah, I know what you mean. This one's happened quite a few times over the last couple of years. They generally get done for biting. And like I was saying on the Matt and Jerry show this morning, hopefully we play the Melbourne Storm early doors next year.
And the munch is gone.
The munch is gone. The problem for us now is for the Kiwis. So
you said Matt and Jerry show, Matt's gone.
Oh, sorry.
The Jeremy and Friends.
The Jeremy and Friends show. It'll take me a while to adjust to that. The big issue that we have now for the Kiwis is that Jerome Hughes looked like he was injured. So he was almost a no-show in that game, and he was limping around. before that game even played, Stacey Jones had rung Sean Johnson and said, if on the off chance Hughes gets injured, would you be available for the Kiwis? And just last week, Sean Johnson ruled himself out. And now Hughes is injured. So fuck knows who's going to be playing in the halves for us. It's Marty Martin probably.
Yeah, I'd say so. He's definitely clocked out. You can't just come back and turn up for the Kiwis.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of weeks off. He's probably...
They did ask him, and he said he tested the old thing out, the Achilles out, and was like, nah. The last thing you need is for your first year of retirement to be rehabbing an Achilles.
Yeah, that's true.
Which would be absolutely terrifying. But at least myself and Chris Key will digest that on the Mad Monday podcast later on this afternoon. Let's take a quick break and come back and talk a little bit of ABs. So this afternoon, the All Blacks squad will be named to go on the Northern Hemisphere tour. It'll be about 2 o'clock.
Hell of a tour. Hell of a tour. Is it Ireland, England, France? Is that right?
I believe so, yeah.
We've
basically just been on a shortened version of that.
Yeah.
And if it's anything like what we did, it's going to be a hell of a trip. I did see, so when they went over to South Africa, a few of the guys have started like vlogging and making their little YouTube videos and that about it. It was Adi Savia and Mark Talia. They've given themselves some sort of Backstreet Boys nickname for these videos that they make. But they were at the hotel pool and they were just hanging out. But they were talking in the video that they really wanted to just like jump into the pool, but they're conscious of not looking like they're on holiday. They don't want to be seen to be like just skiving off. That must be so hard if you're on a European trip like that.
Yeah.
Anyone who's been on a business trip to the overseas.
Well, that's a good point, and it's something you got to watch out for with how your social media looks when on a work trip.
Yeah.
And TVNZ have been suffering this for a while when they were making cuts, and then the exec team was over in LA at some sort of content conference.
That's right.
And there was photos of them like on the desert and helicopters and shit like that. But you've really got to just shut it down. But the unfortunate thing for us is we go over there under the guise of it is a beer garden tour, and people need to see us drinking beers.
Yeah, that's right.
In a beer garden, so it kind of works the other way for us.
But it's all staged because, you'll see the photos of us doing that and you'll see me falling over on the Traveller.
Yeah.
But rest assured, we're on the Excel spreadsheets, we're in the emails.
Absolutely. Yeah, that beer, at that moment in time, sure, it's full. And then when you see it next time, it's empty.
Yeah.
But I've just tipped that out.
Swapped it with another one.
Yeah.
Actually didn't touch a drop of beer on that whole trip.
I'm still got the Bavarian.
Oh my God.
I've got the Bavarian, so.
Oh, I've still got the Bavarian as well. I'm desperately struggling to shake it off. On Friday, there was a long lunch at Prego for Matt Heath's leaving, which he did not pay for. And I left.
Yeah, we went missing when the bill came.
He did, yeah.
He ate like a king, drank like a king.
Did he what? I don't know who did pay for that bill.
I had to leave. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me either. I also had to leave. But my point was, at about 7 o'clock, I fell asleep on the couch on Friday night, and I slept for like 16 hours. This bloody jet lag is no joke. It's out of control, and I'm still so stuffy. Anyway, the long and short of all of that is, do TJ and Sam Cane go to the Northern Hemisphere tour, do you reckon?
I see that he's come out swinging saying no TJ. They need to concentrate on Cortez Ratima, Noah Hotham, and Roygard. Should be their priority, given that they're going to be probably the three halfbacks going into the World Cup.
Yeah,
I tend to agree a little bit.
So
but the Sam Cane one as well was interesting because he's signed up in Japan for the next 3 years come kind of January.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be on the scene for the next World Cup or the All Blacks for the next 3 years. So that's an interesting call because do you bother, or do you take our best number 7, or do you say, right, time to move on, Dalton Papali'i, don't preach, it's yours?
I think the difference is, I don't think anyone would say that TJ's lit the world on fire when he's come on. Like, is he head and shoulders above any of those other guys? Particularly if Roygard's fine.
Yeah.
He'd be our number one halfback. The difference, I think, with Sam Cane is he probably is that much better than Dalton Papali'i. Not that that's not a shot at Papali'i. I'm just saying, like, Sam Cane has been excellent. And I think this is the thing that Razor's always got to deal with is, he's got to contend for the future, but he also doesn't want to lose games as an All Blacks coach.
Correct.
So he has to pick the best possible players.
And his back's against the wall a little bit result-wise at the moment. So it's whether they go for results or they go for the future. It'd be interesting. I mean, my gut is the Scott Robinson, of last year, he would go, no TJ, no Sam Cane.
Yes.
I'm working towards the World Cup.
Yes.
But since there's been since the season's been a bit wobbly.
You lose a couple of games.
Totally.
Now all of a sudden you got to pick them.
So what? 2:00 today?
Yep.
That is announced.
2 p.m. today. I reckon there'll be at least one bolter that we haven't thought of. It'll probably be a prop that none of us have heard of or can remember. But I reckon there'll be at least one or two shake-ups there, I think. Because going on this Northern Hemisphere tour, you might as well.
And there's a 15 being named as well. There's a second 15
yes,
squad.
the All Blacks 15. There'll be 29 blokes named in that one.
So there's going to be 60 dudes?
Yes, and the All Blacks 15 are only playing 2 games. They play against Munster and then they play against Georgia, presumably not in Georgia.
So it's like a massive travelling reserve bench, isn't it?
I'd rather get picked for the 15s.
They're going to have a good time.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're going to have a hell of a time in Ireland.
Yeah.
And then probably play Georgia.
Hopefully at like Twickenham or something.
Yeah, I was about to say, somewhere. I don't think they're going to go over to Georgia. Surely not.
I don't know.
Really?
I've got friends who went to Georgia about 3 or 4 months ago. You can do it.
United States, Georgia? Or
No.
Georgia, United States? That'd be better.
No, but yeah. That'll be a hell of a tour. Like, particularly if you're Roygaard, and if he gets picked in that All Blacks 15, just go over there and light Munster up.
Oh, that's you're right though. That is going to be a good time,
and then
that's going to be the party tour.
Get pretty severely into the Guinness.
Yeah.
Then if you do go over to Georgia, great wine region. Apparently they invented wine over there.
In Georgia,
that's what they're saying.
That's what the Georgian monks or something invented it.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Have you seen just on Ireland and having a good time with the Guinnesses? Is it just me? I'm getting served a lot of content about splitting the G.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
So am I.
So it's about drinking a Guinness first sip and until it goes and it splits the G in half.
Yeah, and it's all these.
I'm glad it's not just me.
No, I'm getting like videos of Sydney Sweeney, that one from the Hot Ones video.
Yeah.
She's looking lustily at the guy, and it's like when she sees you split the G in the first attempt, things like that.
Yeah, okay, good. I was worried there. I'm just being targeted, but
it's working because
I want to go split the G.
Makes me want a fucking creamy fucking point. Speaking of rugby though, and Ireland. The Rieko, Ioane and Sexton thing just continues to blow up. I think this came out actually on the Friday. We didn't address it on the podcast, but obviously the book's coming out from Sexton, and he was saying, Rieko, Ioane told him, don't miss your flight. Enjoy retirement. You can't, blah, blah, blah. He called him a fake humble fucker. And then I think on the Friday, Rieko, Ioane posted to his Instagram story was the photo of the two of them with Zombie playing over the top of it.
Yeah, and it's also the photo of Sexton mouthing it looks like Ioane's just walking away.
Yeah.
So it makes him look bad.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. It was a real framing expert from Ioane. But then Zombie was like the song that they were using as their sort of unofficial theme for the World Cup. And then also the lyrics are in your head, and that's the part that he put on the Instagram story. And as much as I'm kind of on Sexton's side on this a little bit. I just like that there's a little bit of a brouhaha though.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, and also he's kind of ruined the song for them by putting it up as well.
Yeah.
He's kind of taken them, but it's going to make that Irish test so much more spicy.
Yeah.
Ioane's going to be there. The fans will be well aware of all this.
Sexton will be in the crowd.
Johnny Sexpest will be there. This is the kind of shit we've been calling out for.
Yes,
This is the UFC mouthing off kind of shit I've been asking for, which is great. And I think they should let them do more of that. I guarantee that at New Zealand Rugby Central on Friday, there would have been panic stations around what procedures, who authorised Rieko to do that. Did someone, they would have been like, is it good, is it bad? Oh my God. Do we need to apologise to Irish rugby? Oh my God. There would have been that shit going on. Meanwhile, the fans are like, fucking A.
Yeah. Finally. Bit of life in this fucking thing.
Totally, because that test is going to be super spicy.
Exactly.
And if Ireland win, they are going to sing that fucking song loud and proud towards Rieko, Ioane.
So there's storylines now, and this is what the NRL's been doing a great job of these last few years. And rugby just can't get out of their own way with this kind of shit. I hope that I think that they'll play that when they come out, Ireland.
Oh, and then if All Blacks win, then Rieko just goes up to the crowd, goes, in your head. Just the whole, and that's what it's about.
They'll sing it in the changing sheds if they win. This is great. I'm all for it. More of this and more of like characters in the game and storylines rather than just show up, watch the game, clap politely.
Yeah. Look, we know that rugby players respect the game, and we saw it with Sam Cane's 100th cap. You know, he got a tunnel walking off from the Aussie players and All Blacks, and it was great.
Yeah.
And players will still do that. Yeah. But let them talk a bit of smack as well.
Yeah. You only need like one or two of them in each team.
Yeah.
Everyone else can be the nice guy.
Yeah.
But you need a heel. like in the WWE. Just sticking with rugby union as well for a bit. The NPC's down to the quarterfinals after yesterday. Taranaki took the shield off Tasman.
Got it for this summer.
They've got it for the summer. They won't have another challenge for the rest of the season. And God, it must feel good. It's also very annoying for me because I really wanted South Canterbury to be able to take a bus trip.
They're not going to make it to Taranaki.
Taranaki's about as hard to get to as anywhere.
It's as harder to get to than Napier, where they had to go last time.
Yeah. Those are sort of the only two parts of the country I hadn't been to as a South Canterbrian because they're not on the way to anywhere.
Nah, they're left and right.
I've still never been to Gisborne.
They're left and right of State Highway 1. That's
yeah, yeah. So they've got the Shield fever. They got a stacked team too. If you look at that team, they got the napkin back there at fullback.
Yeah,
Kalen Boshier just stacked across the park. That Taranaki team,
and they whipped them as well.
Yeah, they whipped them 42-19 or something like that. So then this weekend the quarterfinals. You got Wellington versus Counties. That's at Wellington. Battle of the Bay of Plenty versus Hawke's Bay. Tauranga, then Taranaki take on the Waikato at Yarrow Stadium, and Tasman versus Canterbury. So some good matchups this weekend. It's been a good NPC.
Yeah, it has, and disappointingly, Auckland got pipped in a thriller yesterday at Auckland Grammar, which actually ruined my three-way. So that means how did your three-way go? How did South Canterbury go?
I can't.
Because I know that Carl missed out on his one too. Moby Dick.
Got
beaten by Warney.
I know, and I went dick into butt as well, so I don't know. I will try and log out and log back in. And
that's fine, but so pointy end of the NPC. Yeah, you're right, though. It has been the games I've watched, and that's not heaps of them for the NPC.
Yeah. They
have been cracking games, like high-scoring, close, plenty of All Blacks playing, or former All Blacks, or fringe All Blacks playing. So, I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll come back with yours, please.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
South Canterbury did not cover the spread, but they did win 43-38 over West Coast.
38. They leaked 38.
Yeah. 24 points was the head start I gave them. Anyway, this is yours, please. It's your chance to get involved in the show. Bottom right-hand corner of your iHeartradio app, there's a little microphone button. If you tap that, you can record a message. If you do that, we'll play it out on the show just like this. Yours, please.
G Lane, congratulations on the book. What an amazing way to mark 10 years of the ACC. Manaia, some of the stories in there would piss you off if you could read. Anyway, the book's got me thinking, what items would be in the ACC museum? Obviously, shit shirt would be the newest entry. I'd love to see the text machine, all these texts over the years, the horrors that thing has seen. A mould of Jason Hoyt's baps. The tissue, is it cum or is it soap? What do you think? What else would be in there?
I think we've discussed this, haven't we? Or was this the New Zealand Sporting Memorabilia Museum? Well, we've got a lot of it in the studio, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We've got signed boxes from Kieran Reid, Brenda McCullum, a few other bits and pieces. The photo of Jace getting his baps out when we won the World Test Championship.
I think if we were going to have an ACC museum, it would be like a Madame Tussauds wax figurine of Jace with the baps out.
I mean, I'd be quite happy with it with Jace in terms of rigs.
He's given a good account of himself in that photo.
He has, and I think that's why he's quietly quite happy about it.
Yeah. Not so happy about the book. But
there's the brick of cocaine.
There is
the brick of cocaine that's come with us. Obviously icing sugar. But it's
baking powder.
But it's been stabbed so many times by various authorities thinking it is real.
Yeah.
That we've had to there's actually lots of bits of sellotape to plug it back up again.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's the milk of the Japsy tissue. There's the photo of the perineum.
The infamous shit shirt now has to go in there.
Well, you can house everything in the caravan because the caravan itself is an item that should be recognised as a national treasure.
Yeah, / also burnt to the ground.
Something about it. I'd be quite sad if we did burn it to the ground though. There's something quite nice about the fact that it's still around. It's still got a warrant. It's still semi-functional.
And every time I've taken it in for a warrant, they've said, it's passed, but there is some rust that's going to require some attention at some point. But we just seemingly never approach that point.
No.
I don't know how.
I think it's fast approaching. when the axle falls off on State Highway 1, then we'll know.
I mean, the hatch did. There's an original baggy cap behind you.
The baggies, all of the Steady the Ship hats over the years. Every year there's a different one.
Yep.
So it's a collection of those.
The pads that fell off Jason Hoyt's legs.
Yes, I've got them. I've got them. The black flaps, the colander black flaps. There's all sorts of merchandise items also. The Hairy Jav T-shirts.
Yes.
The Corey Anderson T-shirts. All the World Cup T-shirts that came out.
Yeah.
Were magnificent. The Steady the Ship ones. The Champion ones. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. But
the text machine thing, we get thousands of texts per game.
Yeah.
So it would be so hard to put it on. I mean, we could.
Last year, we received 54,000 text messages.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, see, that's exactly it. It's so hard. Like, even last night commentating, they come in so thick and fast that you're like, I can't keep track of these. We're asking last night because people were tuning in from around the world. So we said, let us know where you're watching. One guy sent us in a message from his pager. He was watching in Beirut. There was another guy watching in a trench in Ukraine. Someone else was like 75 metres below the summit of Everest, and they were watching.
Someone said from a reef in Samoa.
About 15 people. I reckon the entire boat. So once they disembarked, they must have gone into Apia and then just found somewhere to watch it. But yeah, we had about 15 texts saying that they were on a boat in Samoa. They just might have to pop off and go and watch the game on shore. Yeah, but no, I think there'd be plenty of stuff that we put in there. This hat now.
The chicken hat.
The chicken hat. We were talking about it last night. The grease stains, the dancing chicken hat that Lane had on his head at Oktoberfest, and there's grease stains on it from when I hit you so hard in the bumper cars.
The whiplash. It flew off. It was like one of those hits you see, one of the gagushkas you see in NRL when you don't see someone coming, like you're passing this way and someone hits you from that way in the ribs. That's what it was like. He's still making you laugh.
I was blind drunk, and it was like the one moment that I can remember from that day is just rounding the corner and seeing your car stalled and my eyes just lighting up. And you've got this chicken hat sitting on your head.
And it's dancing away.
Making this noise. Oh, no. And I round the corner and see this, I'm like, woohoo! Anyway.
Yeah, that's why it's got all the grease and crap all over it.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Look at it.
Yeah, it is filthy. Shit sure to be the latest addition to the ACC Museum. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day, Murray. First time, last time. Listen, G Lane, enough of the butter. Give us the grease. Give us the good oil of what went down in Amsterdam. Will that be on your Substack? How do we hear about that? Peace. Hooroo.
I don't have a Substack.
Oh, what?
I'm not planning on having a Substack. Look, I'll let you know the full oil. If you ever see me at a bar or a pub, come and see me.
Yes.
Buy me a beer and I'll tell you the full oil.
Yes.
I can't put it out into a forum which can get repeated. But I can do it face to face because then I can deny it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And will deny it.
I 100% will deny it.
But I think we were, for the most part, fairly transparent with what happened in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I told the story of the woman counting cash with her babs out downstairs
yeah.
in the red light district. We outlasted the red light district on our first night.
That's right.
Not quite what I remember it, the old red light district, but no, I don't think we left too much out. I mean, we spent a good hour describing Naarden, which was a whole day of our lives.
Yes, and you can probably work out what went on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Apart from the dog shit kind of stuff.
Which, yeah. But anyway, if you see Lane out and about, ask him and he will tell you. One last caller, yours, please.
Come on, Manaia Habibi. Fucking hell. Gary Freeman won the Dally M in the fucking early 90s. The Wiz, come on. Call yourself a fucking leaguey. Anywho, fuck Rieko.
Victim of my age.
There you go. So yeah, I thought Gary Freeman. I thought the Wizard had won something in the past.
Yeah, I must apologise to him. He, dear friend of mine, Gary, as well. Had a lot to do with him over the past few years, and yeah, just to disrespect him like that, I just like to apologise to him. But I like to apologise to the caller there and the wider ACC community. Won't happen again.
Gary Freeman, interesting because you had the Benji Marshall step. Remember that everyone was doing the jump.
Yeah.
But before that, there was the Gary Freeman socks down end over end pass.
Yeah.
We used to at primary school, socks down, but the pass wasn't a spiral, wasn't anything else, but it's the full end on end Gary Freeman pass. That was I remember as a kid, just everyone doing that. And if you had your socks down, you're full whiz.
Full Gary Freeman.
Gary Freeman.
Yeah. No, powerful stuff. All right, let's knock this thing on the head for today. Thank you very much to everyone who got involved on the old Yours Please. Fire through a few more as well. We'll see if we can. We actually tried this morning to get one of the Taranaki players on who won the Shield. Haven't heard back from them this morning.
They're just cleaning the resin off the Shield.
I reckon they might be repairing the Shield, so hopefully we can get someone on down the track to find out if that Shield's still in one piece. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow for a Tuesday episode of the Agenda Podcast.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda Podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.